I love you if nobody told you today. I hope you're having a good day today. You have to be willing to reach out and grab all of the boundless possibilities that are in front of you. Because opportunity is knocking, but I feel like people don't realize that, like, God, source, spirit, or whatever you believe in. How y'all doing? Drive safe. I like your car. But what was I saying? God, source, opportunity, whatever. It's gentle. It's not gonna come in and try and force you to accept the fact that, like, you could do this as well. But the only limitation is in your mind. So you have to think that no limit is your limit and let no expectation be your expectation. Because when you go into it, like, you know, when they say people like, oh, when you tell God your plans, he laughs. It's like, it's not because it's like what you thinking of is a joke. It's just like, but you're just in such a small scale and a small way of thinking when it's so much out there for you to be a part of and so much more for you to have if you just could realize that, like, you're already always going to be standing on the edge of something beautiful for yourself. You know what I mean? You just got to be willing to not limit yourself due to past experiences and, like, ways of being, it's false programming in a sense. You know what I mean? Fear is just false evidence that appears real. It's no real, like, for example, when I think of my limitations and my limited beliefs, like when it comes to my singing voice, it's like there's no real proof that, like, my singing voice is good or not good or whatever insecurities or I'm talented enough to do this. Like, only, I guess, opinion that I have on my talents and the things that, like, I put out there is my own. And you know we all are our own worst fucking critic. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting here and I don't want to post singing videos and I don't want to put myself out there because I am the one sitting here thinking of my own limitations and ruminating in them, you know what I mean? Because I'm thinking of it. It's like I'm sitting here like, oh, well, I can't go into it thinking I ain't Beyonce. It's like, why are you expecting to be fucking Beyonce? Beyonce is already Beyonce. Why I ain't Bruno Mars? Why are you trying to be Bruno Mars? Bruno Mars is already Bruno Mars. What's wrong with you doing it your way and just being like you? It's like you never know what you doing you does for others. Your voice might be so fucking beautiful to the next person. You sitting over here unappreciated and limiting yourself based off of your own false programming, like that fear, that false evidence that appeared real. Because what, your theater teacher told you that you wasn't fucking shit? You gonna listen to her old ass who probably somewhere dead or miserable? And if not, I don't wish that on nobody, but somewhere fucked up over some shit and some choices she didn't make when she had the opportunity and the glow and the light that you have that's within you as well. And she didn't do right with her own fucking anointing. You gonna sit here and let her limit you when the devil done did his deed on her? It's like, come on now. You need to really get away from reaching out and grabbing such familiar senses and structures of negativity and be more confident in grabbing the boundless possibilities that are out there for you and new realities and things that you can't perceive and things that you're not sure of. Because when you get so complacent and comfortable in just knowing something, it takes away all that it could potentially be. So you better get more comfortable in just not knowing. You don't know shit. You don't know if you got a beautiful voice. You don't know if you're actually talented. You don't know if you could be a singer because you're letting everything that you're holding on to dictate where you're gonna go. And it's not even the fucking reins of your own life. You're holding on to things like limiting beliefs and projections of who you were and ways that you showed up in the past and outside and outdated beliefs and opinions on who you are as a person. You're holding on to those but won't reach out and grab that new possibility that could be in front of you, this new gift of self and reassurance and life. And just, I see a cardinal, thank you, spirit. That's just, I got goosebumps as I'm looking at it. Truly, like, it's like you holding on to just this outdated way of seeing yourself but aren't willing to let go of that and reach out and grab the possibility that there might be a betterment to you. There might be a beautiful side to you that you might not even be sure of because you're so convinced and complacent and connected to just sides of yourself that have been fed to you to make you believe that that's how you should be seeing yourself. And it's just not true. And I know all of that is probably sounding crazy to a lazy mind. And I'm just flowing and I'm not trying to make it look all pretty and perfect and like put the words together in that way like how I normally would do, because I want to give people a chance to see like just my uncertainty and just also just who I am as a person. Like, I don't always keep the same thought flowing and going when I mention something, like how I mentioned in the very beginning of this, like you need to be able to reach out for that. When I speak, I might compose a structure of words that might go around that point for a second, but all of it kind of combines into a great melting pot of understanding to kind of put food for thought on the table for you to really be able to see. And this is the table right here that I'm presenting you. This is me putting this shit out on the table. I'm putting this shit out on the table to let you know, like, put yourself at the fucking table, because you already have a fucking seat. I'm getting more goosebumps when I'm saying it. You don't have to bring anything to the table because you're at the table. Just have a fucking seat comfortably. Enjoy it. You're allowed to take up space. Reach out to the possibility that you might be able to obtain more. You might be able to do more for yourself. There's more out there for you than just the things that you've been limited to and the things that you've experienced thus far. I'm telling you, you're constantly in communication and you know, just communion with the universe. Just like you always send out energetic texts to the universe and then you just have to wait for them to respond. This is me giving you a response to maybe something. Whenever this video finds who it's supposed to find, this is your confirmation. This is some shit you thought of. You was sitting over here having a thought about, damn, like, well, what do I need to do to get to where I want to be? You need to reach out to the universe and grab that shit like it's already yours, because if you could see it, you could think it, then you could believe it. Ain't no way you sitting over here drawing conclusions to some shit you ain't never saw. It's in your mind's eye. So you need to really work with the divine to be able to commune. And I don't know why the word commune is just so freaking prevalent right now in my vocabulary, but really need to be able to just work with the divine and just say, hey, like, well, this is what I want, and I can see it very clearly. What do I need to bring it into my reality, like, physically? Instead of it just being like, for example, I told my best friend, I was having a conversation with him, and I was asking him, what's something that you want to do before you die? He said, well, I know it's not real, but, and excuse me, because y'all know when I get itchy, I get witchy, but he said, well, I know it's not real, but I want to find Narnia. And I'm like, well, I think Narnia is real. How you doing? I think Narnia is real. And he's like, well, yeah, I mean, like, you know, it's probably some pretty-ass place, you know what I mean? Trying to rationalize it. But I'm like, no, I think it's real. Like, I genuinely think it's real. Call me delusional. Oh, well, Delulu's the new Salulu. I ain't giving up on the fact that there's some out-talking lions out there in the forest waiting for me with a hidden door behind some clouds or some crazy shit. Whatever the fuck, I ain't seen Narnia in years. Don't get the clock in my teeth. But when he said that, he was like, what about you? You know, we had a conversation about it for a second, back and forth. And he asked me, what about me? And I said, something that I want to do before I die is fly. I want to fly like a superhero. Not like, you know, like, oh, I'm on a plane. I've done that before. Thank you, God. But it's just like, I want to fly. Like, through the air. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to fly like a bird, just free in the air. And then just come back down just like, like that, you know, I just want to fly. And it's like, well, what steps do I got to take to bring that into my physical reality, to make that like dream come to life? Because it's not impossible. I can see me in my mind's eye just in the sky, like how I just animated this, but I'm actually floating in the air and it's doing something completely different than how it looks right now. Boy, if I had CGI, all that, I would be taking off on your ass right now. But like the energy behind it, when I squint, how it, like, my reality kind of molds in front of me for me to just visualize. It's like imagery. Like, I genuinely can see myself doing it. It's just a matter of taking the steps necessary to put myself in front of that type of thing. And I'm just telling you, the same thing needs to be done for whatever you want out of this life. All you have to do is reach out and grab it. We're just playing a game. If you wanted a fucking power sword, all you would have to do in the game is just reach out and grab the power sword. And now, oh, damn, I got this big-ass power sword. I just found it on the floor on this map. And in all of this fucking universe that I was just exploring on, yeah, they gave me a weapon. It's like the same thing goes for whatever dream or whatever the fuck you want out of this life, whether it be money. It's like you want abundance. Reach out and grab that shit. True wealth ain't even about how much you have. It's about how little you need. It's like you don't need the latest and the greatest. All you need is the fucking dollar and the dream and the drive to go after it and go get it and actualize that shit. So if you are wondering what you need to do, what steps you need to take to get yourself to the next step and the next path that you want to be on, it's just take the step. It's just reach out and grab the thing. It's an opportunity right here. You sitting here watching my video, and that's great. If you watch this video and it resonates for you, I'm thankful that I was able to be a beacon to send you out the signal that you needed to wake up the things within you to let you know that, like, hey, you could be doing this too. I know you watching my video, and that's great, but if this is something that you wanted for yourself, I felt like that too. And this is why I'm taking a step to break the pattern today, or else it'll continue tomorrow. I didn't make a video today, but if I want to make content, and I say I want to be about making content, I want to do that, well then what steps do I need to take to actualize a reality where I'm making content? Probably put that phone on a fucking tripod and just go, boy. Just go. Just go. Stop worrying about the views. Like I said, let no limit be your limit. Stop, no expectation be your expectation. Stop worrying about the views, the who's and the twos, and the how-tos, and the best way to do it. Just let your life be its own example of how to live. Like, don't sit here and wonder if everything that everybody else is doing is better or if you're making sense. How could you possibly be making sense when we're on a floating fucking rock in the middle of space right now? All these different species, all this shit going on around us. How could you possibly be making so much fucking sense? Our knowledge and our fucking capacity for knowledge and shit is so small. We got a blip of understanding. There was so much shit that was going on 300 years before any of us was even fucking here. Whenever the fuck the human race got here. But I'm just saying, like, it's just so much shit that we just don't know. And the more you surrender to not knowing, the more you are comfortable with the things that you do know. And I know that I don't know, and I'm okay with that. And it gives me a little bit more confidence because it's like, well, I can go get to know. It's so much shit out here for me to get to know, let alone the opportunities and the possibilities that I could see for myself. I can get to know those things. I don't have to rush to obtain those things and get to know them, but I can get to know my desires and introspect on them and kind of just be interested in my own path. But it's like I got to be willing to reach out and grab those things too. Like I said, opportunity, God is a gentleman. Universe, whatever you believe in, it's a gentleman. It's not going to come in and knock over everything and say, start this new motherfucking life. It's going to send you people that believe in you and love you and just constantly tell you, I mean, you always talk about how you want them to do such and such. I don't know why you don't just do it. And then you're going to be sitting there holding on to those limiting beliefs like, this is why I don't do it. This is why I don't do it. And this is just excuses. Because if you look for one, there will be one. They're going to be right here in front of you telling you this is your reason for not doing it. Whole time you could drop those motherfucking excuses and then boom. Well, can I hold on to the belief that like my life that I want and deserve is out there for me? Is it possible for me to let go of those bags and kind of put new shit in my hands? Yes. It's like holding a grudge. It's like you locked in a room with a rotten bag of food and the key is in your pocket, but you won't let go of this bag. So you can't reach in your pocket to grab the key. Because you're just so used to holding on to this rotten bag of food, you don't know that if you let this go, you can get out this room and get away from this shit, but you're just holding on to this shit because it's all you know. And it's like, I'm there. I'm there. I've held on to so many limiting beliefs about who I believe myself to be and how I think that I am, that like I really have to let go of this victim mentality and this woe is me and like all of this fucking energetic baggage. It's just weight. It's just distractions. It's just like limiting beliefs. It's just not true. It's just fear. It's false evidence that appeared real for so long that it casted an illusion over my reality to make me believe that I needed anything outside of myself to get anything that I wanted out of this life. How? When I could just reach out and just grab it and I can have it. And I know it sounds crazy to a lazy mind, but when you actually keep your eye on your intention and knowing that everything that you want is already yours, it's not separate from you, then it's like, well, then it's easier to go after and get it. And it's even if it's not the case, and somebody told me that I had to fail 100 times to get to where I fucking wanted, I would have knocked out those 100 times over by now. You know why? Because I would already be so sure and know that what I wanted was on the other side of that 101st time. So it's like, it's easier to go after shit that way. But it's not easy to go after some shit you're just not sure of. And when it comes down to just understanding and respecting that I'm not sure of where a path like this would take me, but I'm still willing to let go of the shit that got me to believe that I wanted to go after something like this in the first place, well then cool, I'm gonna just fucking do the work to clear everything out and get to where the fuck I wanna go. If that all makes sense, which I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that because that was kind of just like a flow bar real quick. But all I'm saying is that like, if I knew confidently that like what I was doing was going to get me somewhere eventually, then I guess that I would do it a lot. Like, not even eventually. If it was more strategic and say it like, if I knew what I was doing would get me somewhere in 30 days, I would easily do this every day for 30 days because I would know within my mind that in 30 days I would get the results I was looking for. But who's to say that it has to take that long? Anyway, I'm not going to get too off of it with that, but it's like, who's to say it has to take that long? But it's like, that's what I'm saying. The metrics that we're using to measure the time that it takes to get the things that we want out of this life is just based off of false programming and ways that we've been brought up to believe like how we're supposed to obtain things out of this life. Well, it's going to take a long time to get yourself a YouTube channel. It's going to take, what's a long time? If I don't have nothing else but fucking time, I ain't sitting here doing nothing the fuck else. What's a long time? What is a long time? Elves live for fucking millennials, thousands of years. What's 10 of my years that it takes to dedicate myself to something that I say that I want out of this life? You know what I mean? So it's just like, you have to dismantle all of those limiting beliefs and those projections on how this reality is supposed to be. Don't nobody fucking know. Don't nobody fucking know. And the sooner you accept, don't nobody know what's best for you and the situation and circumstance that you're in and the shit that you want out of this life, and you just start actualizing that intention that you have to go get this shit for yourself, Can't nobody tell you shit. This is your life to live. You just have to be willing to go out there and just let your fucking light shine. Out with the old, in with the new. And I know it sounds like a lot of mumbo jumbo and a lot of shit was rambled up in there, but I'm done trying to make it make sense to everybody, because it's not gonna make sense to everybody. Everybody's not doing the work to understand the type of shit that I'm unpacking. When I just enter a flow state and I say certain shit, then I wonder if that makes sense. It makes sense for the people that want to interpret the information that I'm presenting them. Because if they didn't want to, they wouldn't have made it this far, for one. But then also, they don't need a whole big explanation on the shit and me to rerun it to understand what the fuck maybe I didn't say, but I was really trying to say. Because you feel me. Like, things are meant to be felt. The things that I'm saying to you, some things that I might say might be bumbled up and jumbled up in weird phrases that might not make the most sense to... Oh, it's a lightning bug by me. It's a whole bunch of fireflies around me. But it's like I was saying, like, the shit might not be said in the best breath, but it still needs to be said. It needs to be out there for somebody else to dissect and then redirect and put out there. So then you get what the fuck I'm saying. So then we all get the fuck, oh, I get what you fucking saying. We all need to be heard. We all need to be just voicing our opinions. We all need to be just putting ourselves out there and just living our damn lives. So let go of all of the limiting beliefs, the restrictions, the untold truths, the lies, the manipulation, the gaslighting, the burdens of somebody else telling you how the fuck to be. And reach out for the infinite possibilities that await you in your life. Don't let nothing else hold you back, okay? I love you if nobody told you today. And I don't really know if all of that made sense. I'm going to rewatch it just because I like, rewatching my shit. Just tapping it into myself. But in the same breath, I'm just learning to just respect the moment. This is what I have to say. This is how I feel. This is where I am. And I hope you enjoy. If not, if it don't resonate, don't hesitate to go and catch another vibe. You can catch another ride, okay? But I love you if you stayed this far. Peace, love, and chicken grease, my nigga.